Hello, everyone. Dr. Vicky here, speaking to you from the Seeds of Transformation Healing Center. It's time for Taroscopes again. We're going to be doing the Taroscopes for the sign of Leo. Wow, Leo the Lion for the month of May 2025. So before we get started on that, I want to welcome my new subscribers. Welcome to this wonderful family of like-minded souls. To my tried and true, I've walked this circuitous path with me for years. Thank you so much. I really do appreciate your continued and ever-present support. For the new members on my YouTube channel, welcome to your membership. Hopefully you're enjoying yourself. Things are going to get better as I learn the ropes a little bit, so we're learning together. More to come, including live and some special card readings. So I will just keep your eyes peeled for that. I will let you know. Um, by the time this comes out, you already may know. And for my Patreon folks, thank you so much for supporting me all these years. It really means a lot to me. There is more coming for you as well. All right, so let's get started. Before we get into the card reading, and I will timestamp it, so if you're not really interested in the astrology, you can skip right to the card reading. We're going to start with looking at the astrology for the month, and then we'll look at it specifically for Leo. So let me find that spot here. Okay, so what we're looking at here is we're looking at the tree of life right in the middle. We're also looking at the vibrations of this month. Of course, 9 is the vibration of the universal year. The Hermit card, the 9, separating the wheat from the chaff. This is the path that connects Jupiter to the sun. Jupiter and the sun are the two largest things in the solar system, right? And of course, the sun being the largest, your ruling planet. The sun is in Taurus and is in Gemini. When it's in Taurus, it's a little more of a struggle for you. It's a last quarter crisis in consciousness square. But when it gets into Gemini, things open up a little bit more and you get an opportunity to share some of your knowledge. Um, we have the 5 vibration that comes with the 5th month, right? May is the 5th month. This is the Hierophant card, which incidentally is connected to Taurus. And we are in the month of Taurus, as it were, at least most of May, the sun is in Taurus. This is about listening to that small, still voice within. The Taurus energy, the Hierophant energy, is about traditional wisdom and ancient wisdom. And so you can connect to those parts of yourself. And then when we add these two vibrations together, we get a third vibration, which is the Temperance card, the 14-5. This is the path that connects the higher self with the lower self, the sun with the moon. This is called the path of the mystic. And temperance has um, two definitions really, that tempering your actions, not eating too much, not drinking too much, not working too much, everything in balance. But it's also about the tempering of steel. And so it is a trial by temptation, and it is a trial of probation. And so it's not an easy month because we are walking the path of the mystic this month. Okay. Oops. Not what I want to do. All right. So, this it's I think when we're in a temperance period, it really does pay for us to temper our actions, to be very cautious as we walk forward, but put one foot in front of the other. It's important we don't get caught up in extremes, and that we stay righteous in the best possible way of the word righteous, not all that fake righteousness that we see so often prognosticated by people who say one thing and do something else. All right, so let's take a look at the astrology. This is the astrology for the month. The month starts with a Venus-Neptune conjunction. This is pretty important because Venus just moved into Aries at the end of last month, April, and at the end of March, um, Neptune moved into Aries, first time since 1861. And so, and the other thing is Venus just came out of a retrograde cycle. She turned direct on the 12th of April, the same day as a full moon in a Venus rule sign of Libra. And so she is now, and as she turned around, she was in Pisces. And so now she's moved into Aries at the end of the month. And now, as she enters May, she meets up with Neptune, the god of the sea. And this is a very powerful combination because Neptune and Venus have a special relationship, as Neptune is the higher octave of Venus. So it doesn't just, we just don't have that Venus energy in powerful um, warrior, sort of like uh, Venus warrior queen, right? She comes with the power of Neptune, which is mass consciousness, rising up from the great cosmic sea into emergence of a new sense of beingness. Okay, so empowered. She's empowered by her struggles. She's empowered as she moves forward through May. And of course, May is one of her months because Taurus is one of her ruling signs. On the 4th, Pluto stations retrograde. It's gone as far forward as it's going to go in Aquarius this year. It's going to retrograde back. And then I believe in December, it turns around, December or November, I can't remember which, turns around, but it's at about 1.5 degrees of Aquarius at that time. And then it starts to move forward again. But Pluto is power and Aquarius is technology. And there's been a big push of technology, the power of technology. And in some cases, maybe the abuse of power of technology. I'm not going to say anything more than that. You guys know what I'm talking about, I think. And if you don't, check out other stuff I said. Anyway, what votes? What? That doesn't seem right. Wait a minute, is that right? Okay. Anyway, let's. That's all I'm going to say about that. Turning now it's retrograde, so it's easing off, and then just beyond that, when Pluto goes retrograde, it gives us an opportunity to go over what we have preceded. We've gone to 4 degrees of Aquarius. What has that 4 degrees been like? And of course, that all started in 2023, right? I think that was when Aquarius first moved into Aries. Would move into Aries and move out of Aries, then move into Aries, then move out of Aries, then it moved into Aries and stays. Okay. Um, Monday the 5th. What is that? Cinco de Mayo. Also the 5-5 portal. We have Mercury making a sextile to Jupiter. This is a waning sextile, so it's on the releasing side of the zodiac, meaning that we're releasing our knowledge. What new knowledge coming up? What do we need to know? That might be about, oh, I don't know, that Pluto thing with the boats. Okay. Anyway, on the 6th, Venus makes this waxing sextile to Pluto. This opens the lines of communication between our desires and our needs and our essential needs. On the 10th, Mercury ingresses into Taurus. This gives us the practical mindset that perhaps we need. We have a full moon on the 12th at 23 degrees of Scorpio, with Mercury making a square to Pluto. That Mercury square Pluto is a crisis in action. The full moon brings awareness, and it's going to be awareness around our values and our shared values, our money and our shared money, right? Our own resources and the resources we share. Things like Social Security. Things like Social Security. On the 17th of May, the Sun makes a conjunction to Uranus. This starts the synodic cycle of the Sun and Uranus. That's a year-long cycle that illuminates and awakens us. On the 18th of May, Mercury makes a square to Mars. This can be a little bit of a stickety wicket kind of argumentative time. Be aware, be prepared for that. On the 20th, the Sun makes a waxing sextile to Saturn. This opens the lines of communication, bringing structure to our communications. And at the same time, the Sun ingresses into Gemini, which of course is all about communication and opening the lines of communication. So I feel like there's things that are going to be revealed this month at the very beginning of the month, and we'll have the rest of the month to figure out what the heck we're going to do with them. On the 22nd, Venus makes a trine to Mars, and the Sun makes a sextile to Neptune. That Sun sextile Neptune illuminates, opens the lines of communication with spirit. We become aware of mass consciousness with this at the same time as Venus trines Mars, which is really lovely energy. Venus in Aries, Mars in Leo, very passionate, very creative. On the 24th, we have a waxing trine of the Sun to Pluto, and Mercury conjoins Uranus at that same 28 degrees of Taurus. And the most important thing, probably of the whole month, Saturn ingresses into Aries. Saturn hasn't been in Aries or in that degree of Aries since the late 90s. So this is sort of a Saturn return of the late 90s. My late 90s were very interesting. Very, very interesting. And just very, very, I personally had a big awakening in the 90s. And it's been a whole Saturn cycle of that awakening. And it's been pretty profound and pretty interesting. I have to say, things have been interesting. On the 25th, Mercury ingresses into Gemini and makes a sextile to Saturn, just like the Sun did. The only difference is that the Sun made the sextile to Saturn and Pisces when it was at the end of Taurus. And now the Sun, wait, what am I doing? Now, hold on, where am I? Now the Sun, now Mercury sextile Saturn, but Mercury is in Gemini and Saturn is in Aries. So there's a feeling of endings and beginnings, right? And that's, of course, indicated in the 9 vibration of the year anyway. We have a sextile, Mercury sextile Neptune. That's opening lines of communication with spirit at the same time as the new moon in Gemini. So that new moon in Gemini has a very much a spiritual flavor to it. Conversations, Gemini with spirit, perhaps. On the 27th, Mercury makes a trine to Pluto. It's a very deep feeling, uh, deep feeling, deep mind, lots of creativity, so lots of ego too. So be aware of that. But powerful, powerful energy, especially on a 41-5 day, which is 41-5 is the Ace of Cups. All the aces in the tarot sit at the top of the tree of life, which is the most powerful place on the tree of life. So this trine of Mercury and Pluto is very, very powerful. We're going to be getting information from the soul. And then on Friday the 30th, we have a superior conjunction of the Sun and Mercury. The Sun and Mercury are very close together, and they conjoin, get to the same degree, 10 degrees of Gemini on the 30th. And so another illumination. So there's a lot of things, I think, being revealed on this month. I think this is a month of revelation. It's also a month of temperance, right? So we would expect this not to be an easy path to trod. Okay, so that's let's take a look at how it's affecting you, Leo, specifically. Okay, so here we have Leo. You can see that the majority of the energy is up here at the top of the chart, which means that you will be seen. And of course, Leos like to be seen, so no big deal, right? But everything is out in the open. This is not the time of year to try to hide anything, because really nothing can be hidden. Um, Keep in mind that the 47th, F47 there has a Leo rising, so this could include him as well. All right. We have the Sun. You're a Sun sign. You're a Sun ruled sign in the 10th house. Your public standing. You're out there. There you are. There's Uranus creating some havoc, as it were. We do have the conjunction of the Sun and Uranus, right? We also have the conjunction of Mercury and Uranus. This could be unusual happenings that happen in a very public way for you. This is your house of career, so it could be a boost to your career, but certainly people are going to see anything unusual that's happening. The sun then moves into the 11th house. When it moves into Gemini, we already have Jupiter there, so there's the 11th house is new goals, so we have some new goals here. It's also where the new moon is going to be happening, so this is a good time to plant seeds for new group projects, actually. The full moon actually is happening down here in the 4th house. This is in a way a very private house, and with the sun in the 10th. So you're going to have an illumination around values, and it could be connected to family, 10th, 4th house. It could be related to um, your security needs. But because the full moon is in the 4th house, I think the illuminations you're going to keep personal and private to yourself. It's not going to be something that you might want to share with others, at least not yet. All right. Saturn starts the month in the 8th house and then moves into the 9th house. Saturn in the 9th house. It's going to feel good to get Saturn in that 8th house. It's not the easiest place for Saturn to be, especially for Leo, to move through. The North Node, however, is in that 8th house, and so you're going to have to move in the direction of trust in without actually seeing, and maybe even a little release to spirit. If you can't make the decision, perhaps spirit can make the decision for you. Here's Pluto here in the 7th house. It's going to be there for 19 years, so we got work to do, right, in that 7th house, relating issues of control, what you're willing, what you want to control, what you can't control. Um, but it is a transformational energy. Mars is in Leo this month, moving forward in that 1st house. You are expressing yourself. There's no wallflowers need apply, none of that. All of it is out in the open, and you're in your element, quite frankly, with that. Venus spends the whole month in your 9th house. Venus in Aries, the energy of the warrior in the house of truth and justice. So you are a truth, justice warrior. Mercury moves through 3 houses this month, Aries, Taurus, and Gemini. So it does a lot of work, goes through a lot of things. Mercury's moving pretty quickly now because it just got out of its retrograde. It tends to, slow down, everything gets delayed, and then it goes direct, and then it's like whoosh. So we have a little whoosh thing going on here. Let's see, what else, what else, what else, what else? Okay. South Node, Virgo moving through the South Node and Virgo moving through the 2nd house. 2nd house is guarantees. There are no guarantees, not even for Leo. And so the need to have guarantees in a way needs to be released and let go of, I think, in order to fully express our potential. So, all right, that's what I see, guys. I'm going to stop the share and we're going to do some cards. So I am using the Hermetic Deck for Leo. I really like this deck. So, all right. So the question is, what does Leo need to be aware of this month? A message for Leo. Excuse me, I think I have an eyelash, an errant eyelash. Leo, Leo, Leo. Hear me roar. All right. We start with the 6 of Swords. The 6 of Swords. what is it called? Lord of Earned Success. This is about responsibility. It's about peace. It's about moving out of troubled waters. But it has been a difficult journey, but you are successful. You start this month in a very sort of successful place. The challenge is that you feel like you can't speak out. You have to be very careful about the way that you say things. Um, so I almost feel like you're successful, but you can't shout it out. You can't say, "Look at how successful I am." Like that. That's not gonna. You feel somewhat restricted in what you can say, so you can decide what that's about. We have the Nine of Wands underneath. This is strength. This is holding your ground, standing your ground. So you've been successful at standing your ground for sure. Let's see what's in the past. Yeah, the past, we have a lot of emotional tumults, things coming up from below the surface, a little bit of lunacy. It hasn't been easy. It's been an emotional roller coaster for you. In the sky, we have the Knight of Cups. This is offering something is being offered to you. Perhaps you're offering something to somebody. This tends to be very idealistic, this energy. Not always the most reliable, but certainly the purest of heart. We have the Hermit in the immediate future, and this is really the card for the month, which is interesting because this is the card for the year. The Hermit is about shining your light. It's about utilizing your information. Um, it's time. It's time for you to put your light out, put your little what do they call that when you like start a business or become a doctor? Put your shingle out. People need to know that you're out there. Although the Hermit is a very introspective energy. And so you can put it out there. You don't have to shout it from the rooftops, but the people who are meant to find you are going to find you because they're going to be looking for you. So you don't have to do a song and dance routine. You just have to be sure in your own self of what the valuable things that you have to share, and people will come to your door. How you're seen from the outside, perhaps somebody, the Nine of Pentacles, somebody who's a hard worker, but somebody who has earned, somebody who is self-made, very much a self-made energy. In your domestic situation, we have the Ace of Swords. So an action taken, truth, justice. This could be a legal, if you have anything legal pending, this generally indicates a good outcome for that. So if there's any legal things around your home. Hopes and fears is the star. Yeah, we all want that. This is the card of hope, right? The hope is hope. Hope springs eternal. The audacity of hope. Um, it's an Aquarius card. Of course, Pluto's in Aquarius. So you want the best. You're hoping for the best. You're hoping for the best outcomes. We have the Five of Cups, so there's some emotional disappointment at the end. Let's see. The Eight of Cups, emotional disappointment, turning your back on something you put a lot of energy into because it's no longer fulfilling you. And then the Four of Pentacles, which indicates financial security. So if there's something that you are not happy with, don't don't worry that if you leave it, it's going to leave you in a bad financial situation. It's actually going to leave you in a better financial situation because you're going to be putting your energy where it counts the most for you. Here's the Temperance card, right? That balance card, the card of the month and year, right? Rest from strife. What is this? The Four of Swords. So this is again, this is you're working on your own healing this month. And lastly, the Ace of Pentacles. So a new opportunity. Yeah, so take care of yourself. If there are things that no longer um, make you happy or you don't feel fulfilled, it's time for you to let those go because there's something better in the offing for you. All right. And then one more, we're going to be selecting oh, here it is. I'm going to be selecting, if I can find it, a Spirit of the Wheel card. This is a great deck, and I'll hold it up so you can see it. It's actually a meditation deck. Let's see if you can. I just want to, so you can get the name. Uh-oh. Come on now. I'm going to get my face out of here. That might be helpful. I think you can see it now. Okay. I'll tell you her name. It's Linda Ewashina, Ewashina. It's a great deck. And it's a great little book, even though it's a little too small to read, to get that bigger, the version for the old eyes, presbyopia eyes. Oh, something wanted to pop out. We'll see. It might still pop out. It was more than one card, so I didn't pick it. Oh, okay. What does Leo need to know? Leo, 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 Leo. Leo, talk to me, talk to me, talk to me. All right. Rest and cleansing moon. The rest and cleansing moon, balanced relationships, self-expression, and boundaries. So this is kind of stay in your own garden kind of month, which is cool because the garden is beautiful in May. In the merry, merry month of May. Okay, let's hold the card up so you can see it. There's that elk. Elk are symbolic of stamina. Stamina. You have a natural ability to give without expectation. Being gentle and caring towards others comes naturally for people born under the rest and cleansing moon. Rest and cleansing moon would be Aquarius. So if if Leo Aquarius energy, yeah. You may find yourself being pulled in many different directions by those around you who need your help. Because you naturally put others first, this card serves as a reminder to maintain your personal boundaries. If you forgive others too easily, you set yourself up for being hurt. Be a doormat, and others will try to take advantage of your good nature. I'm not really so sure how much of a doormat a Leo can really truly be. People will respect and admire you more if you are clear about how much you are willing to give. Take a breather from a serious approach towards life. Express yourself in positive, healthy ways that bring you joy. Spend time with children and creative activities. Of course, one of the things Leo loves the most, right? Love yourself enough to develop a special relationship with people who reciprocate the love and support you so freely give. And this is your prayer. Great Spirit, help me to open myself to receive love and support, to maintain healthy, loving, and balanced relationships with others. Help me accept that I receive love because I am worthy of love. You are truly worthy of love. That's the story, Morning Glories. All right, so I'll see you again next month of June for the Taroscopes. Until then, check me out in the mornings as we walk through the garden, and it is May now, so the garden is quite beautiful. Otherwise, you can find me on Mystic Sisters on Saturday nights with Ona from Ona's Tarot. I do a moon shadows episode every new moon, moonshine episodes with Ona on the full moons. I also do portal readings and some occasional political stuff. So, but if you're here, you probably know that already. Okay, guys, have a great month. I'll see you again in June. Take care. Namaste.